The Red Bull hit-and-run saga continues as officials indict boss based on new evidence. Meanwhile, the Thai public calls for full disclosure of the country's vaccine procurement deals as the country continues to face daily high numbers and record low domestic tourism. Details on these stories coming right up. Sawasdee krab, you're watching Thailand News Today, bringing you the latest top stories in Thailand. Before we begin, a quick announcement to join the conversation with Thaiger Talk. It's a new comment section for the Thaiger website and provides a lot of new topics and opportunities to participate in news and just about everything related to life in Thailand. Just click Thaiger Talk under any article on thaiger.com and you can join the Thaiger Talk conversation. Alrighty then, on to the news. The Office of the Attorney General has confirmed the indictment of Vorayuth boss Yoovidhya, the grandson of the co-founder of Red Bull, for his controversial 2012 hit-and-run case based on new evidence. The confirmation was made today by deputy spokesman for the OAG due to social media pressure, referring to a recent news article shared online with the caption, "Deputy spokesman for the Royal Thai Police has announced that the public prosecutor has an opinion not to prosecute Mr. Vorayuth Yoovidhya or boss for his hit-and-run case." There were 3 charges against boss, but 2 charges remain active. The first was for drug use after cocaine was found in his system after a test, which has a statute of limitations that expires on the 3rd of September of 2022. Thailand's CCSA has reported 14,150 cases and 118 coronavirus-related deaths today, dipping under the 15,000 threshold of the last 3 days. 245 cases were found today in Thai prisons. Over the past several months, more than 40,000 inmates have been infected with COVID-19. Phuket registered another 26 cases yesterday, taking it over the 90 cases a week mark, a threshold nominated by health officials before the Sandbox. Now at 114 infections registered on the island for the past week, Phuket's businesses are bracing and hoping the Sandbox will continue. Plans for travel pacts, the much-discussed travel bubbles between countries, are being dropped as the COVID-19 pandemic shows no sign of abating. Travel bubbles were designated to revive international travel between low-risk countries, but have had a number of false starts and now look to be shelved in most parts of the world, including to and from Thailand. Even an arrangement between low-risk Australia and New Zealand, allowing for quarantine-free travel between both countries, is now on hold. Australia is now battling a rise in cases of the highly contagious Delta variant. Even so, demand for travel between the 2 southern nations has proved lower than expected. Singapore and Hong Kong's efforts to establish a travel bubble between the 2 Asian nations, first proposed late last year, has also come to a grinding halt. The rise of the Delta variant means the proposal is on hold again, although Singapore has announced its intention to vaccinate 80% of the population and reopen to low-risk countries without quarantine from September. Police in Pattaya have raided a beach club and arrested at least 66 people accused of violating the emergency decree. According to a Pattaya news report, the raid took place at around 8:30 p.m. last night, and those arrested were a mixture of foreign and Thai nationals. 37 Thais and 29 foreigners have been accused of drinking, partying, and mingling in violation of strict restrictions in Chonburi, which was recently added to the list of dark red maximum control provinces. The raid occurred after an undercover agent was sent to the venue to confirm they were open in violation of COVID-19 restrictions. Restrictions in Chonburi mean there is a ban on dining in at restaurants, beaches are closed, entertainment venues are shut, and there is a ban on the sale of alcohol. In addition, gatherings of more than 5 people are not permitted, with the number reduced to 1 if alcohol is being consumed. Those arrested are expected to appear in court tomorrow to hear the charges. Charges are also being brought against the venue. As Thailand battles its worst COVID-19 wave since the start of the pandemic, the government is coming under increasing pressure to divulge the details of its vaccine procurement decisions. At least 333 academics, media representatives, and individuals have signed a statement calling for full disclosure of everything related to the country's vaccine procurement deals. The statement goes on to say that COVID-19 crisis in Thailand could be more effectively managed if such information were made freely available. With so many lives lost and the economy decimated, as well as pressure mounting on the country's healthcare system, the group says the public has lost trust in the government. The group says the only way to beat the pandemic is through a well-managed and fair vaccine procurement and distribution process. And the statement goes on to add that the only way to restore public confidence and dispel fake news and rumors is to make the requested information available. A 33-year-old American man was recently charged for not wearing a mask at a Taco Bell in Pattaya. Earlier this month, the expat and another foreign resident got into a heated argument at the soft opening of Taco Bell over whether to wear face masks while in line to order at the fast food restaurant. After being confronted about not wearing a mask, the American shot back at an older expat and threatened to beat him up. So, Thailand's Immigration Bureau has decided to step in and take action. That probably won't end well. Under emergency measures in place to combat the COVID-19 pandemic, face masks, either cloth or surgical, are required in public places in all of Thailand's 77 provinces. According to an official revision of the rule published in the Royal Gazette last month, detailing the range of fines, the first offense for not wearing a mask carries a 1,000 baht fine. The second offense fine ranges from 1,000 baht to up to 10,000 baht, depending on the situation. The third is up to 20,000 baht. Reports have not revealed how much the gentleman was fined, but officers from the Immigration Bureau as well as from the Chonburi Provincial Police went to the man's condo, where the expat allegedly admitted that he was the same person in the video. Reports say officers detained the man and took him to the local police station, where he was formally charged with, quote, unhygienic activity, potentially spreading a dangerous infection. The Tourism Authority of Thailand says both international and domestic tourism are likely to drop to an all-time low this year. The TAT predicts international arrivals may only number 1 million. In 2019, Thailand nearly reached 40 million international tourists. Yoovidhya Supasorn, governor of the TAT, says the target of 3 million foreign arrivals is still in place, but Thailand could see only a third of that figure. Earlier this year, he confidently predicted 10 million arrivals this year. The governor says that the global COVID-19 situation remains unstable and that countries will still have travel restrictions in place. The civil unrest following Myanmar's February military coup, paired with a spike in COVID-19 infections, is expected to cause the Burmese economy to contract by 18% this year, according to the World Bank. Since the military takeover, ousting the country's elected leader, Aung San Suu Kyi, of the National League for Democracy, it's estimated that more than 900 people have been killed by security forces, according to a local monitoring group. Some were shot and killed while protesting. Some were children at home when troops opened fire in their neighborhoods. The military have tried to justify the coup, claiming the takeover was needed due to election fraud. But prominent ethnic armies and rebel fighters continue to openly oppose the coup, leading to violent clashes, some near the Thai border. The economy has already been battered by the coronavirus this year. World Bank says that now Myanmar's economy will shrink by 18% in this fiscal year, which ends in 2 months. The contraction would make the economy around 30% smaller than it would have been in the absence of COVID-19 and the military takeover, according to the World Bank. The poverty rate is expected to double by the beginning of 2022 compared to the 2019 rate before COVID-19. Well, thanks to everyone who submitted their song proposals last Friday, the Thaiger Anthem playlist on Spotify is filled with some great tracks for you to blast. I also threw in a few classic Thai rock songs as a cultural lesson. I'll link to the playlist again in the description of this video for those who missed out, and I have a feeling that if we ever organize a post-pandemic Thaiger karaoke night, this would be the playlist to have on. Looking forward to better days ahead when we can all legally line up in front of Taco Bell without a mask. In the meantime, enjoy the song playlist. Stay safe and สวัสดีครับ